Next objection. Okay, so this objection is if I list my home with you and I buy my next home from you, will you reduce your commission? Now, guys, this is actually a business question, right? Now, has there ever been a time where you guys are going to go look and buy something and you're going to do something and you want a deal, right? If you're going to be giving 2 times the volume, you're going to want a deal, right? So you can't fault somebody for saying the same thing, right? But here's what we need to do. We need to, let me get rid of this screen over here. So, well, that's my phone. Let me turn that off. So we need to make sure that we're following this same thing: acknowledge, approval, softener, ask. So acknowledging, okay? So Mr. and Ms. Seller, now number one, you can rephrase what they said as a question. You know, will I reduce my commission? So, but acknowledging it is, so Mr. and Mrs. Seller, your proposal is that if I list and sell your home, this one, and then I go out and I help you find, write an offer, and buy the next one, that you would like to have a reduced commission. Am I understanding this correctly? Yes, Brett, you are understanding this correctly. Okay, so I acknowledged it, right? All I did is just repeat exactly what they said, but in the frame of a question, just to make sure that I could clarify what did they said. Okay, so Mr. Maselli, you know, I totally get that you want to maximize how much you net on this home. In fact, most homeowners want to net the most money and sell their home in the reduced amount of time. Is that your case? Okay, so what I did there, guys, is I grouped it into most homeowners, and I did what's called a level shift. Okay, the objection was, or the statement was, that I want you to reduce your commission. Okay, that if I'm going to give you these two deals, I want you to reduce the commission. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to clarify, and I wanted to make it sound a little bit more serious. Like, are you seriously asking me this question? Kind of serious. So, but the approval part was, you know, most homeowners want to net the most money for the sale of their home, and they want to put the most money in their pocket. Is that true for you? Right? So it was an issue about commission, but I shifted it into an issue about wanting to net the most money, right? Because when you're talking about commissions, when you're talking about the fee for services, typically what happens is the lowest, you know, the person who races to zero the fastest is the one who's going to win. And we don't want to do that, right? We don't want to race to zero. We don't even want to be a contender for that. Had to close that window. So the last part is that we're going to do a softener. Okay, a softener is just a lead in to soften the next thing that you're going to say. Okay, so you know, so let's start from the top. The objection is if I sell my home with you and I buy the next home with you, you'll reduce the commission. So I'm like, you know, just so I understand the proposal, what you're saying is that if I put time and effort and resources into listing your home and selling your home for top dollar in the quickest amount of time, and then I help you go and locate a home, find a home, show a home, and then buy a home, you're wondering if I would reduce the amount of commission that I'm charging. Does that sound correct to you? Yeah, Brett, that's exactly what we're saying. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I totally get that you want to maximize the amount of money that you keep in your pocket. I do. However, if you don't mind me asking, given the amount of work that goes into both listing and marketing and selling your property, and then the amount of work to help you find and show the property and buy the next one, what would you propose would be a fair agreement as far as commission's concerned? Okay, so guys, I don't want to debate with them. I don't want to negotiate with them on price. I want them to bring up the number, right? And notice how I use the language of being fair. I mean, think about this. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody accused you of not being fair? Even if they didn't accuse you for being fair, but the fact that it was brought up that they want to be fair could very well make you think subconsciously, oh my God, am am I not being fair? Right? I think most people on planet Earth want to be fair. I mean, there's probably, a few people on the planet that like being unfair. I mean, they get around a lot, but it doesn't happen a whole lot of times. But you want to really tie the commission structure into being fair. And quite honestly, I hope that everybody does want to be fair, right? You don't want to gouge people. You don't want to get that reputation. So the key here is, what is it that, given the amount of time, effort, and resources that I put into this in selling a home, and given the time, effort, and resources that I put into this, that's a lot of work. I feel that I'm charging a fair rate of commission, but what is it that you feel would be fair? What do you propose? Find out where their head's at. Now, if they come back to you and say, look, you're going to get, probably 3% on the sale and another 3%, I want you to do it for one. Okay. So that's where your conversation needs to stop, because they're on a different planet. Right. So, but that's how we would handle, if I list my home with you and I buy the next one from you, will you reach commission? With that said, don't be so hardcore that you're going to lose the deal. Okay. Give something. You don't have to give on the commission. What you could do is put a performance guarantee in on it, right? I'll tell you what I'll do. If I don't have your home sold within the next 30 days, I'm going to charge you a 6% commission to sell your home. That's 3% and 3%. If I don't sell your home with an offer that's acceptable to you under the terms that we talked about, then and it's not in escrow or under contract within the next 30 days, then I will reduce my commission. Okay, that's one way to do it. You definitely don't want to give them a reduction on the listing side of the house, because we don't know if they're still going to buy a house. There's a lot of things that could happen that could cause them not to buy a house. So you could actually say, look, I'm going to charge you a full fee on the listing side. On the buyer side, I'll give you a deal, but don't reduce your listing side of the commission. If you're going to make a deal on the buyer side. Do your best, try not to make a deal. Make a deal by making them understand the value that you bring to the process. All right, guys.